Did you know that 60% of the wealthiest people didn't finish college? Or that Warren Buffett reads over 500 pages a day? Education, for the rich, isn't just about school. It's a mindset, a secret weapon they use to stay ahead. While most of us are taught that getting good grades and a degree will set us up for success, the wealthiest individuals have been quietly following a very different path. Instead of following the traditional rules, they create their own. They learn differently, think differently, and live differently. In this video, we'll explore how the rich truly view education, and it's not what you expect. From ditching traditional schooling to using books and mentors to build their empire, we'll uncover how the wealthy approach learning, what they teach their children, and the surprising ways they invest in their education. Stick around to find out how shifting your view on education can change your entire future. Chapter 1. The Blueprint of the Mind. How the rich are conditioned for success. Wealthy people see education differently. To them, it's not just about grades or degrees, it's about shaping a mindset. Education for the rich is a mental blueprint for success. It starts early. For instance, 92% of self-made millionaires read at least one book per month. They don't just passively absorb information, they actively seek out the knowledge that sets them apart. A major factor in how they approach education is that they don't just learn from textbooks. They learn from experience. Success comes from shifting the way they think, not just what they know. A quote from author Jim Rohn perfectly sums this up. Your level of success will seldom exceed your level of personal development. What they really focus on is problem solving. They train their minds to seek solutions, rather than dwell on problems. Richard Branson, the founder of Virgin, often speaks about his struggles with dyslexia. But he turned what many would consider a disadvantage into a strategy for success. Branson says, "Dyslexia taught me to think differently, and that made all the difference." It's a perfect example of how the wealthy value resilience and mindset. These individuals are also highly selective about who they surround themselves with. According to a study by Thomas C. Corley, 79% of millionaires spend at least 5 hours per week in self-education. This constant learning is key to their ability to pivot, grow, and innovate. They invest time in making sure they are always evolving. Chapter 2. Beyond the textbooks. The hidden knowledge of the rich. For the wealthy, education goes far beyond traditional classrooms. They tap into what's often called hidden knowledge. This type of knowledge isn't found in school curriculums, but it is essential for building wealth. Think of it as the real-world knowledge that entrepreneurs like Elon Musk and Warren Buffett focus on. Buffett, for example, reads over 500 pages a day. He believes the more you read, the better you understand the world and the smarter you become. The more you learn, the more you earn, he says. Wealthy individuals understand that information is power. And they know how to filter out noise to focus on what truly matters. A striking number of successful entrepreneurs, like Mark Zuckerberg and Bill Gates, learn through mentorship and networking rather than formal education. Zuckerberg has said that his biggest learning moments came from asking questions and seeking out the wisdom of others. It's clear, the wealthy value learning from those who have already achieved success. What's fascinating is that the rich often dive into niche areas of knowledge that aren't typically covered in schools. Financial literacy, for example, is a top priority. According to a 2023 study by the National Endowment for Financial Education, 63% of Americans are not financially literate. But wealthy individuals know that understanding money, investments, and the economy is the true key to financial success. Chapter 3. Lessons outside the classroom. Real-world education that creates billionaires. While traditional schooling focuses on theories, the wealthy often prefer real-world experience. It's in the hands-on lessons and mistakes that they learn the most. Take Richard Branson, who didn't finish school but started his first business, a magazine, at age 16. He learned the ropes of business through trial and error, a key factor in his eventual success. Failure is a part of this process. In fact, 90% of successful entrepreneurs say that they've failed at least once before succeeding. Rather than avoiding failure, the wealthy embrace it. They understand that each mistake is a stepping stone to growth. Real-world learning also means taking risks. Mark Cuban, the billionaire entrepreneur, once said, "You only had to be right once." Cuban made his fortune by seizing opportunities others wouldn't touch. The wealthy don't sit back and wait for the perfect moment. They dive into experiences, trusting they'll figure things out as they go. In fact, real-world education is often faster than traditional schooling. Entrepreneurs like Sarah Blakely, founder of Spanx, didn't wait for a business degree. She learned by doing, focusing on building a product and taking it to market. In today's world, with tools like online courses and resources, real-world education is more accessible than ever before. If you're enjoying this breakdown, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a strategy on how the rich think, learn, and grow. Let's dive into more secrets of the wealthy. Chapter 4. The Power of Unschooling, How Freedom Drives Wealth. The wealthy also embrace a concept that's becoming more popular today, unschooling. Unschooling is a philosophy that rejects traditional schooling in favor of self-directed learning. This is especially common in wealthy families who have the means to educate their children outside of the system. Take the example of billionaire Elon Musk. He famously attended a private school, but what set him apart was his interest in diving deep into subjects that he found fascinating, rather than following a curriculum. Musk has said, "I never took a class in entrepreneurship. I just had to do it." His mindset reflects the freedom that unschooling offers. Unschooling gives children the ability to pursue their interests and passions from a young age. Studies show that self-directed learning can increase engagement and foster independence. The wealthy understand that education isn't about following a rigid schedule, but about sparking curiosity and self-motivation. This approach also ties into how the wealthy often value freedom above all else. The idea that education should be rigidly structured, with set hours and standardized tests, simply doesn't work for many of them. Instead, they see the ability to learn whenever and however they want as a significant advantage. Chapter 5. Teaching Wealth, How the Rich Teach Their Kids to Think Differently. Education in wealthy families isn't just about book knowledge. It's about teaching children to think differently. Parents like Warren Buffett and Bill Gates ensure their kids are raised with a mindset of growth and financial literacy. Buffett has said that the most important lessons he passed down to his children were about the importance of saving, investing, and understanding money. In the Gates household, education is less about grades and more about critical thinking. Bill Gates famously created the Gates Foundation, where he brings together experts from all over the world to solve global issues. This global perspective shapes how his children are educated, teaching them to see beyond their own backyard. A key strategy the wealthy use to teach their kids is giving them financial independence. For example, many millionaires start teaching their children about saving and investing when they're very young. By the time these kids are teenagers, they understand how to build wealth through stocks, real estate, and businesses. Another strategy is teaching children to embrace failure. The idea is that failure isn't something to fear, it's an opportunity to learn. "There is no failure except in no longer trying," said Chris Bradford, author and entrepreneur. This mindset shift ensures that the children of wealthy families aren't afraid to take risks and chase their goals. Chapter 6. The Wealthy Mindset, How Education is Seen as an Investment, Not a Cost. The wealthy see education as an ongoing investment, not a one-time cost. When they spend money on learning, they view it as buying the tools for success. Investing in books, mentors, courses, and experiences isn't just about gaining knowledge, it's about positioning themselves for greater returns. This is a stark contrast to how many people view education as an expense. A 2021 survey showed that 45% of Americans think paying for education is a financial burden. But the rich see it differently. They understand that education isn't an expense, it's a way to acquire the skills that will multiply their wealth in the future. The wealthy don't just focus on their own education, they're also constantly upgrading their networks. Networking, for them, is an education in itself. It opens doors to opportunities that wouldn't be available otherwise. According to LinkedIn's 2022 report, 85% of jobs are filled through networking, which is why the rich dedicate so much time to building relationships. Even as they age, the wealthy continue investing in their education. Oprah Winfrey, for example, attends seminars and reads extensively. She's always learning, adapting, and growing. Education is the key to unlocking the world, a passport to freedom, she says. This mindset is one that the wealthy use to stay ahead. The takeaway here is clear: education is an asset. And just like any other asset, the wealthy invest in it, nurture it, and use it to grow their wealth over time. Make sure to hit subscribe for more insider strategies on how the rich think and learn. The way they approach education could be the game changer you've been looking for.